Hi, good evening, and welcome to Psychic Holistic Spotlight. I'll be your host tonight, Susie Fontaine. My co-host, Kathy Costa. We have our guest, our returning guest, which is a favorite, Kristene. And tonight we will be discussing the universe, signs from the universe, and what we believe that it's telling us, but basically learning a lesson.
Sounds good.
Welcome.
To me. Thank you. It's good to be back.
Mm-hmm. Yes, it's nice to have you back.
Thank you. Okay, so where to begin here? So the universe, it's everybody's so fascinated with it.
Yeah.
Manifestation, and we all want to feel like we're making things happen. We see things like numbers that make us feel like we're in sync. That something's in line for me, that I'm doing something right, somebody's watching over me. It could be anything. Mm-hmm. We all have our own way of looking, feeling, noticing things. Okay. But what about actual manifestation? Mm. A lot of people manifest.
Yes.
The trick that I've noticed is that many people can also do it inadvertently. And I'm bringing that into karma, the law of the universe, and how we have to be careful with our words. Mm-hmm. That's where I'd like to begin with this. Mm-hmm. Okay. So we have a bad day, and the universe, they respond to frequency. It doesn't really respond to our words, but it knows if you're in a bad mood. Mm-hmm. It knows if you got cut off and you're frazzled and you're acting frazzled. And it's kind of just saying, okay, that's the energy you're giving me, and you're going to stay there until you calm down. Mm-hmm. So what happens when we have a bad moment? We encounter more bad stuff. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That's kind of how it works, right? Because we're attracting what we're putting out there. So that feels right up our alley. Yeah. It's like, oh, that person's in a bad mood. Me too. Let me go and hang out with you. Oh, now we've got fuel on fire. That's fabulous.
Yes. Yeah.
But it kind of is that way. You know, we just, we mirror a lot. Mm-hmm. We, you know, like I know even in my day job, I'm talking with people, and sometimes people are coming at me a little waiting for me to tell them no, right? Yes. So what do? Hi, how are you? Yeah. And talk very calm, and then it just slows them down to where that level is that makes it you're able to communicate, right? And that's what it's really about. You're communicating with each other, you're communicating with the universe, you're trying to putting out the frequencies. Let's keep them light, let's keep them good, let's keep them receiving what we want to receive, which is not the negative stuff.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Yep.
So we've put it out there. We're feeling really good about it. Yeah. And then we're dealing with someone who's just
rotten mood.
I'm trying to choose my words wisely.
Debbie Downer.
Yeah.
Anything. Mad, angry, just negative. Yeah. Not what you're putting out there. You're putting kindness out there, and just you want to be reciprocated. Mm-hmm. Well, nobody owes it to us, so we have to remind ourselves of that. Mm-hmm. And we want people to be authentic. So if you're kind of a jerk, maybe it's better I see it, because you're showing me those colors. Yeah. But it doesn't give us the right to put out there, karma's going to get you.
Oh, you hear that a lot.
Yeah.
Way too loosely.
Yeah.
And when we do this, and the universe is responding to the words, to the frequencies, especially the light workers. Mm-hmm.
Sometimes we can be guilty if we're not careful. Yeah.
Can be very, very, can really put some things out there without meaning a bad intent.
Exactly.
That's why I said inadvertently. But still stuff can get out there, right? Mm-hmm. So, before we're putting things out there, thinking before we speak, pulling back before we actually do things. Yes. A lot of people start to work with different crafts, work with different things that they're trying to actually put an outcome out there.
Yes.
We don't have the right to do that. We just don't, so it's real. The only thing that I recommend is just doing a reversal. We know a little bit about reversals. And even that, you've got to be cautious. Because do you really know if somebody put something out there or not?
Yeah.
You truly don't.
Yep.
So we get this a lot even in the psychic questions, did somebody put some juju on me?
Yeah.
And, sometimes we can get a sense or maybe, but it doesn't mean for us to go and say, oh, well, this person did,
Exactly.
We have to get off of the stuff, and a lot of people aren't getting off the stuff. They're getting just into, this person did this to me. And it's getting very self-absorbed in what they're putting out there. It's like, I'm manifesting, I'm doing this, I'm doing that, but you're doing it for your own intent.
Exactly.
So we still have to look at it like, am I doing it for the greater good? Am I doing it to be helpful? Am I trying to, develop people, educate them? Or am I looking for, like my whole life to turn around and I'm just reaching out there and then I'm getting mad when it's not getting done? Well, then that's the case with that. I'd say the universe is trying to teach you a lesson and trying to get you to listen more than talk. And that's a little what I thought we'd talk about today, and I just lost my voice. So sorry.
So what I've learned a lot though too is I'm a very firm believer in treating others the way I want to be treated. So I know that has a lot to do with the universe and manifesting though, because I've seen that. It's like the more good I do though, the more good I get back. And I can't be bothered though with the ones that are doing the petty stuff.
Correct. However, this is where I like to chime in, is we want to put out the way we want to receive. But how come, what is it about the ego getting in the way when someone that you thought, you put this label or whatever in your mind on that somebody is going to treat me better? We do this. People do this.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
And then what happens is the ego's getting in the way. Well, why am I getting rejected? Why is this person being this way to me? Because you're learning your lesson, and that's what a lot of people aren't getting, and that's when a lot of this negative work can get put out there. And I mean, we just got out of October. We're mid-November now, but that's when there's talk of the veil and the veil being thinnest and the most black magic going out at the end of October, and then the veil thickening up on New Year's. Hello.
November 1st.
All Saints and All Souls Days, the 1st and 2nd.
Yeah.
And that's just another piece of it about control and why so many people working in this field or working with the field, I should say, like trying to learn more of it, are missing some of the bigger picture of it, that they just start like, let me just try to do this work. And they have a very hard time separating intent. Okay, when they're doing this type of thing.
Intent from what? Separating intent from what?
So I'm just going to try to do an example here. So let's say that Sally Jane got a reading because she felt somebody had done something to her.
Okay.
And let's say for whatever reason it gets confirmed, for whether it's by a reader or it's just in herself, or even a friend came up and said, hey, so-and-so said this about you. I knew it. Now we've created this emotion, this mood, and the amount of payback I see with it, it's wild.
Yeah, okay.
It's wild.
Okay.
And so that's when all of a sudden what we're putting out there, I hope karma gets somebody. I've had this come to me in readings, even online. Is this person going to get their karma? That's not for you to decide.
Yeah.
And it's kind of funny, but the universe has a funny way. It probably will.
Yeah.
But guess what?
Yeah.
There's people out there, I have had it said to me more than one time, that they really want the same thing that they did to happen to the person. It doesn't work like that.
No, it doesn't, yeah.
You're not the cruise director of that one.
I like how that's put.
That's the best.
There's truth in that. that though. You know, it's like, who are we to decide that what's
Yep.
going to happen to somebody else? So-
Exactly.
But that's just it.
Yes.
And the thing is I bet you, even what the universe is kind of saying here, is to that person, if the universe did that to that person, it's not going to bother them.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because they're not thinking with the same brain
Yes.
as you.
Yeah.
So they wouldn't take offense to probably to do it to you in the first place. You're just on a different angle of like,
Yeah.
well, that hurt me, so it's going to hurt them.
No.
But it doesn't work like that.
No.
And that's when the authenticity, the individuality comes in, the uniqueness, and that we're just all different from each other. What one person thinks was a hurtful
Yep.
act, somebody else is like, maybe they need to buckle it up a little bit.
Yeah.
Come on, buckle it up, buttercup.
Yeah.
You know, let's get
Yeah.
it together. And so it's different levels of sensitivities that we have
Yes.
going on out there.
Exactly. Yeah.
That, you know, a lot of people have to do that little bit of work on the backbone, maybe. Or just learn how to let it go.
Let it go.
You know,
Exactly.
if that isn't on your page, then you want to try to manifest and be with the people that are
Yep.
on your page. And maybe that's even just some more alone time.
Yeah.
Some people do better alone, and they're so afraid to be by themselves.
Yeah.
And that's when we really look at ourself and into self and say, yep, this is what I am. Am I good with that? And if I'm not good with that, I got to make the changes.
Exactly.
Guess what? Someone else could even tell you you're blue in the face, and then you're like,
Yeah, no,
I don't
no,
get it,
was
because they're
that-
not looking in self.
Yes. Yes.
And that's where I was going about what we're putting out there and what we're receiving back. And if we're not receiving back what we're hoping for, then maybe we're not really working with building ourselves into that, really knowing what it is.
Yes.
I think people are just putting out there like it's talking to Santa sometimes. I
Yeah,
hate to
it's just
say
like,
it that
hey,
way,
by the
but
way,
like, I'd like that for Christmas.
Yeah.
Like, I don't even do gifts at Christmas. Occasionally, I do. I buy
Yeah.
myself something, but that's pretty much it. I really don't. I don't
Yeah.
get into all of that. It's just something that I think it's great for the kids and things like that. But I think I think a lot of adults have kind of brought it into something more.
Yes.
And I know I'm going off topic a little bit, but
Yeah.
it's still kind of
But it's
makes
still
sense
the
to
same
me.
thing. It's like, you know, what you're asking for the universe. It's like, oh, I would really like and everything. And I remember years ago, I was always taught, be careful what you ask for.
Yes.
Because the universe will give it to you.
Yeah.
But
Yes.
then there's the whole line behind it of, is that going to support, are you doing the stuff to support that? Like say somebody says, I want a new car. Okay, boom, the universe gives you a new car, but then again, oh, you just lost your job. Now, how are you
Bingo.
going to
Thank you.
afford?
Exactly.
Yes. Yes.
Exactly. And and I
Yes.
always say that about that sense of humor that the universe can have about like,
Yes.
oh, that's what you wanted. That's what you got.
We gave it
now
to
let's
you,
see
yeah.
how we're going to make that
Yeah.
happen.
Yes.
And that's when I get into about doing the work.
Yes.
You know, it's
Yeah.
something that when I teach tarot, which is my love, we know that. But when I teach that, it's one of the things that I have for the R. I do a little acronym with it, but I do reap the rewards, right? In other words, you're not reading for free. You know, you
Exactly.
are like if
Yep.
you can barter it,
Yep.
you can help practice with it.
Yeah, there's
But-
an energy exchange.
Right, but you know, because you're helping with something.
Yes.
But you know, you're going to get yourself burnt out and tired, which is part of the things about the boundaries in this life that we are not
Yeah.
adhering to. And if we keep doing that in that line, we're just going to keep on getting that same stepped on.
Yeah.
And a lot of people don't really get it. They think I'm just being kind or I'm being good. And I used to say it to my mom. I was like, Mom, if you're burnt out, stop, pull back. Don't do for that same
Exactly.
person. Because she had a heart of gold.
Yeah.
But I was like, no, you got to know when to just say,
Exactly.
that's
When's
it
enough,
right
yeah.
there. And that shows you how people are to you when you say the word no and you're just saying calmly and,
everybody's like,
hey, you know what, I'm sorry, I'm not going to be able to do that for you.
What? What did I do wrong? What?
Ever get a tick?
Yeah.
They start ticking.
Yeah.
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 What you ticking about over there?
Yeah.
Do you see me as transactional? Because I'm not. You know? But this is true.
Yeah.
This kind of stuff does take place, and that's a lot of times what makes people start to put that negativity out there is because they don't know how to be told no. They don't know how to. They need some discipline. They need to be able to look inward, and that's the biggest thing I'm seeing with that. But the things that they can put out of retaliation.
Oh.
That's where I'm going with this,
Yeah.
is how this can come back and just belt backward.
Yeah.
It's kind of like what you're saying. I want a new car, but I'm not doing the work
Exactly.
to pay for the car or, you know, going in my budget.
Yep.
And then all of a sudden this car comes to you.
Nice.
And the battery goes, and you can't afford to replace it, or,
Exactly.
you know, or you
Yes.
get
Yep.
rear-ended, you know.
Yep. Yes.
It's things like that.
Yep.
And I do believe
it's
that a
like-
lot of our stuff just kind of goes out there. It's I believe in universe being kind of parallel to I'm not a Wiccan, but
Yep.
parallel to the Wiccan religion, in that you're just putting it out there, and a lot of that though, people are doing it out of control. And that is, that's scary. That's scary to me, at what we can go and actually put out there, manifest, and with people just being like, well, look what I did, look what I did. It can create that ego to go sky high. It takes the humility right out of it.
Yeah, and how you can actually send bad energy to a person and they'll start having bad luck all of a sudden.
Correct.
You know, and like just by
Correct.
putting that out there, that you're gonna get that back, just in a different way.
Yeah.
And that's what I've tried to tell people. It's like, you know, it's like when something happens though, it's not gonna come back to you the same way it went. Like you may give somebody a hard time though, but it's not that person who's going to give it back to you. It's going to be, you know, Joe Schmo from down the
Yeah,
street.
exactly.
And you'll be wondering like, what did I do to this Joe Schmo from down the street?
Yeah.
But that's not
But
what it is.
that's the whole point, was
Yeah.
because the person who originally that you had the issue with, if it's not going to affect that person the same way, which
Yeah.
it's
Just
not
like-
going to,
Right.
it's not going to come that way,
Yeah.
because they don't feel it.
Exactly.
If they don't feel it, then it's going to come from a different source, and that's what a lot of people don't really get, which is why I'm all about protection and reversals,
Yep.
and you know, just
Talk a little
mirroring
bit
things
about the
off.
reversal. So what is that exactly for people that don't know?
So reversals, I don't know what I want to really call it, other than trying to put a protection around self,
Yeah.
with like a mirror. Okay, and then if somebody is putting things out there, you could try to just push it off. It's a bounce back. Okay, so there's never any intent of a person or anything on it. It's very hard to do. So
Okay.
it's really kind of going into a very calm state, so that you're not focusing on. You can't focus on a person.
Yep.
Even if someone focused on, did something negative. What you don't want is backlash to come.
Yes.
Because if you have that right heart, you're going to feel a lot of guilt if it did, and so it's very, very heavy.
Yeah.
But it's why when, let's say, some women get upset about a relationship or something, or they weren't getting what they needed out of it, and let's say it was a male-female, and
Yep.
so a lot of times what you'll see is maybe something happens more physical to the male.
Oh, okay.
Because I think it's more in here for if they were connecting more to heart, and the other person wasn't, then they're going to feel something
okay.
more probably physical. So that's why you might see different types of results. And then the person who was hurt in the heart is going, see what happens, see what happens. Well, the whole thing is, like I said, it's going to go
Yep.
and come back the way it's going to hurt somebody else.
Yep.
It doesn't have your name on it.
Yes.
And that's the trick, about letting the universe work the way it's supposed to.
Okay.
And then if you're feeling that somebody is negatively putting things on you, learning how to deflect it off. And that's something that by putting protections on self,
Yep.
as well as just kind of returning it to sender, as I like to say,
Yeah.
to clear our energy field so that we don't keep on pushing and pushing and pushing the wrong direction.
Okay.
So what we do give, we do get back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do believe that.
Yeah. Some people do think that it comes back 3 times or 10 times, though. I don't know if that's always the case in my experience, so it's not always the case. You know, it's like, you know, you do get, from what I've seen, you get what, I'm not saying this right at all. Like, you get what you give, no more, no less, is from what I've seen. Also, the more anger you put out to others, you're going to get more anger back. You know, so it's just,
And what scares me is the focus that people put on it.
Yeah.
Because if you're putting that much focus onto something, then your energy isn't where it should be, which is inside of you.
Exactly. Yep.
Yeah.
And if you keep on focusing on what's going to happen to somebody else, you're slipping the entire time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're slipping.
Yep.
Because you could be putting that energy into
Something
self,
good. Yep.
family, a pet, a vacation, a job, you know,
Yep.
a hobby.
Something to benefit yourself.
Something,
yeah.
you know,
Yes.
anything
Yeah.
that's going to go and create your life, like peace in your life. And putting that energy out there is just going to make it, it gets, I hate the word toxic. Everyone who knows me knows I don't use the word.
Yep.
It's not something I choose to say, but it's truly just like poison.
Yes.
And that's the word I prefer. There was a saying out there, and it's about like drinking the poison and then like you're yelling at the person who told you to drink it,
Oh.
you know, like, and wondering why it made you sick. You know, it's kind of the same thing.
Yep.
If you know that something isn't serving you and you keep drinking the poison, you're doing that to yourself.
Yeah.
And then you're getting mad and you're putting it out on this person because they're not the way you want them to be. That's another control issue. You either accept them the way they are, and if you don't like it, you say, hit the road.
Yeah. Exactly.
Bye.
Yep.
You know, we don't sit there and go and
And faster it.
Yep.
yeah, and that's why we see a lot of crime in this world and heavy, horrible things. You know, Dateline, that stuff's real.
Exactly.
That's what worries me when I watch it.
You know,
Watch it. Yes,
and I'm sitting there
exactly.
going, oh.
Yep. It's like, no, this is not ripped from the headline.
You know?
But that's my whole point. Is
Yeah.
like if you sit there and communicate and work the energies, then you can really have like a beautiful surrounding. But if somebody's going against it, then it's not. Then it's not meant to be. If it is meant to be, they'll come back around and come back.
So now, do you have a lot of clients coming to you to help, like you reverse stuff and help them work through stuff?
I'd say I've had a couple.
Yeah.
You know, a couple, and I've taught it a little bit. And it's something that I try to be very cautious when I teach it, and because, as we know, I say,
People
you're
can
too
misuse-
soon into this to do this, because it's one of those. It took me a very long time to be able to have 0 parties on the brain. And I actually do like a little bit of candle and mirror work and little music in the background to keep, that's a certain thing to keep it kind of moving. And it's like cooking in my kitchen. So it's like, it's very, and there's no person on my mind. So that way it's just like whatever energies might have been belted out to you. Because there are some people that intentionally do it.
Okay.
That this is more to like push off anybody that is doing anything intentional, or but it will work for inadvertently as well. So somebody just has that bad day and they're ripping you up. Push it right off. You know, pushes it right off. It doesn't give anything, I feel, bad back.
Oh, exactly.
It's just about, like, you know, even needing that space or time. And a lot of people don't get that a lot of times we need space. We need time to just actually, like, one of my favorite things, does this person miss me? How can they miss you if you don't go away? I don't understand.
That's a good
that.
point. Yeah, it's a good point.
You know, like, we broke up. I'm so sorry to hear that. When did you break up? 2 days ago. I'm sorry about that. I've had it once, it was 10 minutes.
Oh, my goodness.
Kristene, you're the first person I called. And I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
10 minutes.
And what can I do for you?
Right. Well, no, you listen, right?
Yeah,
so
no,
like
exactly.
most times when you are dealing with some online clients or someone who calls you, they want to be heard, and they trust you.
Yeah.
It's not going any further. But when all of a sudden it comes into a thing of like they're wishing this stuff or they're pushing that stuff, I'm not your girl.
Yep.
I'm not your girl. I'm here to help you get back onto you, which is why I became a coach.
Yep.
So that I can help you blossom.
Exactly.
Grow.
Yep. Don't keep digging it.
Stop making it worse,
Yeah.
because when you keep on pushing that stuff out there, you're going to make it worse.
Yeah.
So do they call about this stuff? Yeah, they do. Mostly they've been out of shape, about a situation that didn't go their way. They'll want to know in 3 minutes, is this person coming back by next month?
No.
Not that mood.
Yeah.
Because I'm not gonna.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
why don't you talk to another one?
Call somebody
But
else right now.
a lot of people don't get that too,
Yes.
as a psychic, that the energy
Yeah.
that they expel on us, and that is why
Yeah.
it is so important for us to be pushing that stuff off of us.
Yes.
And that protection has to be going on all the time, or it can just slip on in. And everyone has their different ways about how they do it.
Yep.
But I know before I go in for an event or after I leave one, I'm nowhere on the phone. I have enough. I don't need
Yes.
any more phone. But a lot of people that are kind of dumping all that on you, they don't understand that someone else. This is a real person. This
Exactly.
is a real person.
Yeah.
And we have to be able to get those energies off of us. Like there's some people we can cross and just be like, that's not for me.
Yes.
So what do? We go into what works for us, and it's different for everybody.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So mine is like, okay, cat, bunny. That's it.
Yeah.
The bunny. Bunnies have magic. They take all the bad away.
Oh.
But it's some of the things that we see, and we just want to get people to slow down and think a little bit. And that is where I'm just saying about really be cautious about what we put out there, and the wishing bad on someone or
Exactly.
that type of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it does come back to you. And the universe will make sure it comes back to you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it comes back really good. A lot of times. But it's I think it's gotten so open now with people like, I'm doing this, I'm doing that, I'm manifesting it. But what are you doing to protect it? What are you doing to protect you? And what are you doing to give back? And I think
Yes.
that's the biggest piece.
Yep.
That universe is saying, you want me to give you this, but what are you doing to earn it? I just say that to one of my students. You need to learn
Yes.
it. You have to,
Yep.
learn it all.
Exactly.
It doesn't just come to you.
Yeah, it's just like, boop, instant manifestation, but no.
Even when you were naturally born with a lot of the stuff and could actually predict, it doesn't mean that it didn't take a lifetime of learning it,
Exactly.
mastering it,
Yep.
because it did.
Yeah.
So you just don't give it for free.
So what else have you seen as a common thing though in with the manifesting in the universe, other than, will they miss me? It's like that kind of thing. Is there anything else that's common that you see?
That they're trying to manifest?
Yeah. I know sometimes that's a little tricky. but-
I find a lot that want to do a lot of manifestation with this. They want to manifest their gifts.
Oh.
Oh, okay.
And that is tricky because they're not doing the work. That's just what I was just saying. You've got to do the work to make that blossom.
Yeah.
It's like anything is like this flower here. And if you put it out in the sun and you don't give it water, it's just going to die.
Yeah.
It's the same thing. We got to build it. It doesn't just drop in the lap. And I think there's a lot of
Exactly.
entitlement out there that
yeah,
thinks
the
that.
easy stuff. It doesn't work.